Howdy folks, Michael Anthony here. Welcome to another habitat project. Anyway, today we're down in the woods here and I was in there meandering around. This is some great bedding back in here. And if you watched the last video on that little project we did, that was all the way at the top of this, almost to the top of this hill here. Probably, I don't know, a couple hundred yards. But down here, we have a pond up here. You can't see it, but the pond's right above us. It gets real thick in here. Lots of deer trails meandering through here. One thing I wanted to do, you can see there's a bunch of mature trees kind of mixed in there, a lot of diversity. We're gonna go in, we're gonna leave some of the bigger trees on the edge there, but we're gonna go in a little further and hinge some of those smaller trees, the pull timber size. They're anywhere from 4 to 6 inches maybe, and we're just going to pull them down with the habitat hook, hinge them. And the reason we're going to do that is because when I was in there, I noticed how easily we could see right through here. And I'm on this trail here, and this is one of the only stands. I have a great stand right down in here. It's probably 100 yards from here. It's one of my most active stands as far as travel, deer travel, big bucks. There's a travel corridor through this saddle here, and I only use that stand sparingly. So the only way to really access this effectively is to actually walk down through the woods here. So I typically only hunt this in the morning. I get down here real early before the deer have moved into the bedding. They're still up on the food plots or on the neighbors' fields. And so I sneak down in here, and I need to make this a little more stealthy. So just in case there are some deer already up in this bedding, I don't want them seeing me, right? So we're going to use some hinge cutting a little further back to try to create some screening. And that'll help us if we got to sneak down here and there happens to be some deer here. Like I said, I only use this stand sparingly. I wait until prime time to really hunt it, and I usually come down really early, well before daylight, and I try to get in there as quietly as possible. So I want to do some work on this side first. We're probably going to try to do something over on this side too, but we have a bedding project on the other side of this ridge that we're going to be working on, and so I might leave this open. I don't know yet. We'll see. But ideally, we want these open woods here to stay open because we don't want deer bedding right on top of us. We want them in the bedding areas, kind of where we have enhanced them. And then leave this open woods here along this travel corridor. That way we can catch those big boys cruising. So we're going to go in there with the chainsaw, the habitat hook, pull a few of those pull timber sized trees down and just see if we can create a little more of a screening, a barrier effect there. And we'll go from there. All right, let's do it. Okay, so we're about 30 to 40 yards off that trail I was talking about. We're kind of right in the vicinity where I was going to start to take some of these trees. You know, these ones here probably 6-7 inches in diameter. Probably those two over there. And then some of these little ones right to here. We're going to leave these bigger trees on the edge because we want that canopy cover right there so it doesn't get too thick, because we don't want the deer bedding really close to that trail. I want to push them up in here. And there's already lots of beds up in here, but I was looking over here. It actually looked like there might be a deer bed right here. Let's see what we got. This sort of looks like a bed here. Let's see. Yeah, there's some droppings. There's fresh droppings right there. So that looks like that's a bed right there. You could see the cover, really great thick cover this way, but right here you could see all the way through there. We don't really want that, so we're going to start to work on it and just see how it goes. Yeah, baby. That's what we wanted. So we still got it attached, which is good. We'll just pull it down a little bit with the habitat hook. It should be good. Try to get this one to go right towards the one I just did. There she goes. All right, perfect. And it brought that other one down a little bit. Okay, so that one came down on top of that one, brought it down a little bit. So it's kind of perfect right there where I wanted it. All right, we're gonna keep moving on. All right, so this one's hinged. That one next to it's hinged. We're gonna go ahead and push that over. Looks like it's going. There she goes. All right. Successful one there. Okay. We're doing pretty good here. So that one came down. Took this one down. They're both still hinged, so we'll get some of that cover, but we're starting to create this horizontal cover, which would be ideal for me being able to get through to that stand. We're going to do some of these other smaller ones. I think we're going to do these two. We just definitely need to fill it in a little bit more. Let's keep working, baby. Alrighty, so I got these two here. These are maples, so they should hinge pretty good. I'm actually going to cut on the opposite side. The blade's going to be a little higher, so you just got to be careful when you get up high like that. That's because I got two trees coming off the same stump, and I don't have an escape route this way. Unless I'm a deer, I can go under, but I'm not. So we're gonna, and this is gonna hinge right towards the camera. Actually, I'm gonna try to put it that way, so we shouldn't be hitting the camera. Anyway, I'm gonna cut from this side. I got a good escape route that way in case something happens. So let's do it, baby. There she goes. All right. It's a little caught up on a couple trees over there, but we'll get it. We're going to also do this one. That should help. I'm going to get that one going this way. Almost. It's cracking a little. There she goes. All right, we got her. Okay, that's perfect. That looks good. That one disconnected, but it landed right on top there. So that's good. All right, let's show you what we got here so far. I mean, that's providing some really good screening now. We're getting some good horizontal cover. Most of these are still attached, so to add a little extra browse to this bedding area. Some of these stumps should sprout too. And the deer can get under some of these still. We did some up high, we did some down low. We're trying to get good horizontal coverage is ultimately the key here. So it's looking good. All right, so I put a face cut on this one, and the blade's pinched a bit here. It's trying to go that way. We're trying to get it to go this way. So we're gonna see if we could use the wedges to get that going in the direction we want it. All right, guys, well, I have no idea what time it is, but it looks like we might have about an hour of daylight left, so I think I'm gonna call it a day for today. We got a lot done. So the camera died when I was trying to put this big old maple down, but we got it cut successfully, had that face cut, and then went in with the back cut. It wanted to lean this way a little bit, so we used the wedges and finally got it. It fell that way. We do want it to drop a little bit further, because if you kind of get down at deer level, you could see through there a little bit, but look how much cover we got now. I mean, you could barely see the trail. And I think as these settle this year, these will settle a little further. There's some vines and other trees. You can see it's starting to settle even here. This should drop a few more feet throughout the year, and that'll be perfect. So let me just take you through here. So some of these are hinged, right? You can see all these are hinged. There's some of the other ones we dropped. Some of these will settle a little bit more this year. We'll come back, double check on it. And if we need to do anything else, we will a little bit later in the year before it gets too hot. But we've created an awesome screening here. And then that'll push those deer up here further. There's lots of bedding back in here. But even if they decide to bed right in here, we got awesome screening over there if and when I head to that one stand. And that's really the whole purpose of me doing this, is to have good cover getting to that stand. So we'll see how it works out. But we're just cleaning it up here. I'll take you down to the other side where we were when we first started, kind of do a before and after, and you can get a view of how much more cover we have now because we got this horizontal cover. So this is right where we were standing previously, and I'll tell you what, it looks completely different. There's like a wall of cover right there. Standing here and imagining, this is dead of winter, right? So imagining later in this year, this greens up. You know, when archery starts, you will not be able to see through there at all. Now, once you get into November, a lot of the leaves are going to be down, but still, here in this part of Ohio, we still will have some leaves, some greenery, even up into November. It really doesn't get too cold here until typically January, February, March. So we should have really great cover here with some existing leaves, some existing greenery up through the rut. Some of that stuff's going to settle a little more, which is what I want it to do. So we'll keep an eye on this later in the year. Maybe we'll do another video and come in and take a peek, see how things look. If necessary, we might drop a couple other trees, but we're going to start with that and see how it goes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are excited for the 2024 season. I hear old Hunter up there barking, so we're gonna head on up, see what the family's up to. So hope everyone has a great day. See you later.